So while I answer one quick question for one of my overlords, minions, I'm the overlord. You hear that? I don't think any of you need to hear my radio, which is really loud because I'm deaf. So I'm going to start talking now because I have 1 minute until my panel actually starts. So this is your first Furry con, which is also this is your first Anthrocon, and also this is your first con. I'm doing all in one panel. Hi, I am Ash. I'm the director of programming and a member of the Anthrocon board of directors. I am, well, yeah. But let's stop there. Who is actually here for this is your first con? All of you? Now, who is actually at their first con? That's more than I expected. This is awesome. So, okay, it does work.
This time.
I didn't bring anything. So everybody, this is Jen Talon, and this is our AV director, and he is here to help me with this. We have a couple other guys set up for you. Okay, this one. You have that one. Break stuff, don't do it.
Hello everyone, how are you all doing?
There's another wireless.
There's another wireless one? Yeah, but if you let me have wireless things, I might break it.
How?
You'd be amazed what I can do on the Tiger.
Be careful.
I'll take the other wireless one.
That works too. Stand over here or something?
I don't know. So,
right.
Welcome to Anthrocon 2018 Movie Monsters. We are glad to have you here with us. I'm sure if you're wondering why we have this room picked for this, is because sometimes this panel is huge, sometimes it's small, and we like to set up these tables because it encourages people to sit together and make friends, because Anthrocon is very large and can sometimes feel very alienating. So we are here to answer all of your questions, comments, snide remarks.
Things like that. I mean, it can be a little, I mean, for most of you, this is obviously your first time con. It's probably a little overwhelming. Am I right? Yeah. You can speak up too if you want to move up or anything. Speak up. Speak to us. So, yeah, I mean, I've been going to Anthrocon since it was Albany Anthrocon back in 1998. So, yeah, I kept showing up, and then suddenly they threw, just like what we did with poor Ash over here. They said, hey, you kind of know what you're doing. Here, have a staff badge. I'm like, no! And they're like, too bad. So that tends to happen. But we joke about that, but in all seriousness, we love this convention. So, and we just like to do stuff. We like to help out. We just want to make sure everyone here is having a good time. So, Ash, where should we start? Oh, stop playing Pokemon. Come on.
I'm not playing Pokemon. I have a convention to run.
Yeah.
So this is your first. If this is your first con, welcome. Like you said, Jen Talon has said, and I said, it's going to be overwhelming. We are here to make sure you have all the fun in the world and explain all the weird idiosyncrasies, like the most important rule of all for a con. Who knows what the 621 rule is? Okay, a lot of you do.
Okay,
no.
better yet, ask me, who does not know what the 621 rule is? Okay, that's better.
Okay, so there are 3 numbers that are magical numbers that all furries, we recommend all furries and all furry fans learn. 6 hours of sleep, 2 showers a day, 1 meal.
No.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, because I tried that my first year and I ended up in a pretty bad space. So, essentially, okay, so the reason for the 6-2-1 rule, 6 hours of sleep, at least 2 meals a day, at least 1 shower a day. I mean, this obviously comes from, should be something that we should know, but sometimes we get excited about these things. We start to forget about taking care of yourself. I mean, everyone is like, all of you come from all around the country, all around the world. We have people here from 20 different countries, is it, Ash?
I'm not Dakota.
Okay, sorry. But yeah, we have people from all over the world, from everywhere. So you get excited. You start to forget about things. You start hanging out with people. So, like my first year, I think I forgot to sleep for like 2 days straight because I was way too excited, and I think I found passed out and wasn't so good. 2 meals a day, you forget to eat. Again, you get too excited. You're meeting new people. You're like, holy crap, furries. I mean, I came from the time during the AOL era, so, you know, I'm like, what's going on?
He's older than he looks, folks.
Yes. So, and again, shower. Like, seriously, again, take care of yourselves while you're at this con. Take some time for yourselves to, you know, relax.
Soap and water are your friends, and everyone's friend. We love you for it. Thank you. But in all seriousness, we wanted to start with that because it's one of the most important pieces of information we can get out to you. And then there are some basic Anthrocon things we want to cover, and then we will take all of your questions and we will answer them as best we can. I see some fursuits. Who here is fursuiting for the first time at Anthrocon?
A couple of you.
That's
Fantastic.
And who is doing the parade? Okay, so we'll cover that. We're asking these so we know what to bore you with. And who here has looked at the schedule and feels completely overwhelmed and has no idea what to do? Who here is aware we have a schedule? I'm going to go away now because my feelings are hurt.
So everyone's raising their arms up and down.
But these are actually the things we need to know and ask people. So, for fursuiters, Pittsburgh is a very hot and humid climate, as I'm sure you've all figured that out, right? You can make noise at us. We like it when you talk back. It makes us feel welcome.
Yeah, seriously, talk back, say stuff to us. It makes us feel a little more, you know, not scared to be up on stage.
If I had a lab coat, would that help? I won't wear a lab coat. I have one in my office.
I won't wear a lab coat. I'm a blue-collar worker. I'm not doing that stuff.
Huh?
Get the lab coat.
No, please. I have a different identity.
She's
No, I'm not Uncle Kage. I know Kage. He's very sweet and very nice, and he gives me good wine. But for fursuiters, I lived in Pittsburgh for a number of years. I can tell you that summer is terrible and miserable and vile, and no one here likes it. It is because humidity is terrible, and you will not realize you are dehydrated and about to pass out until right about you hit the floor. We do not want that. So drink water. Don't worry about ruining the magic. That myth has been long dead. You have to take your head off because you are about to die. Take your head off. We don't want to have to cut your multi-$100 fursuit off of your unconscious body so the paramedics can make sure you are okay. I am not kidding. We used to have a medic who kept count of how many fursuits he had to cut open because people were stupid. We're not calling you stupid. These people worked themselves way past exhaustion to the point where we actually had to have multiple paramedics come for them. We don't want to do that for you. We want you to have fun and be safe.
So pretty much, once again, reiterate, take care of yourself when you're here. So make sure you drink plenty of water. We have plenty of water stations around here. So, and if at any time you do start to feel faint, again, don't worry about ruining the magic. Take that helmet off. Go find someone with staff. Go find someone with red vest or something. They'll definitely take care of you if you start to feel a little faint, a little dizzy, or anything like that. Drink plenty of water, especially the suiters. I really like your suits. Actually,
We like all your suits.
can I see your suits, actually, if that's okay, please?
They're adorable. Everyone knows a suit. You're adorable. We can see you all from here.
You too. You come here.
And you.
Yeah, come here.
All you in that general direction. We see you
Whoever's in
guys.
suit here, everyone in suit, come here.
Here, come on.
Come here, everyone in suit.
All these adorable people. So you guys are going to do the parade tomorrow, right? All of you. We do actually have a stunt suit coming in so we can demonstrate how not to touch these people, because he knows that we're going to bad touch him and therefore he's okay with it. But for these lovely suitors up here, you guys are going to do the parade, all of you, right? You're all in the photo, it's going to be awesome. Here's the thing, the parade starts on time. No, the parade starts on time. So, that means doors close it. So if you were going to do the parade, and you want a good spot to watch the parade, we let these guys into the staging area at 1 o'clock. Starting at 1 o'clock tomorrow, we close that door at 1:45. The photo is at 2. You will step off for the parade at 2:03 exactly. The parade will end promptly at 14:62.
These are
That was a bad math joke,
These are
people.
fantastic. So again, all these first-time suitors, right? Well, no, yes, no, anything like that. Give another hand for these folks. I mean, these are fantastic.
If you don't have a fursuit badge and you are in this panel, and I see a few of you who are missing them, after this panel, you're going to walk across the hallway past the elevators. You're going to go into the Crawford room. You're going to look at the very nice red panda in a suit and tell him, I need a badge, and Ash said so. And he will punch your card and he will give you a badge. So if you don't have one yet, you can go get one from there after this panel. You're welcome.
great these are. I love these suits. They're fantastic. And now actually what we can do now, we can speak since they're all here.
Cryo is actually getting into his suit so we can manhandle him.
Okay, well that works. I mean, that's fine, but okay, so this is a good example actually. So those of you, obviously, first time here, this is a great thing. How to basically interact with fellow fursuiters. So here's something, you, come on over here. Now, I want you to stare, okay, can you see me right here? No, exactly. So a lot of these suits, their vision is nothing. You really don't want to be suddenly approaching and be like, oh my goodness, I'm it's like, you're going to scare the heck out of them. No, don't do that. Usually the best thing to do is, you want to get their attention, hellos, and then be like, if you interact with them, obviously it's like, hugs. Says, yeah, good. Yes, you get the idea. So, you want to be careful around fursuit. You don't want to, this is another good example. Their eyes here, fantastic. You can't see around them. They don't have much vision. So, do be careful around them. Obviously, you want to get their attention before you don't jump on them. You know how much sometimes they pay for all these here? It's a lot of money, so don't mess. If you have an open cup of orange juice, don't go near them like that. You wouldn't want that, would you? No? No? What's your name? Evangeline. How long have you had this suit?
It's been a year.
A year. Fantastic. These are great. I love them. Again, give them another hand. I just saw them come up. Do you have anything else to add about how to interact around the fursuiter?
I'm actually going to wait till Cryo gets here because he knows I'm going to intentionally show what not to do on him.
Okay, that would be perfect. We're not going to show what not to do with everyone here.
Yeah, we showed you the nice things.
Yes.
We have a staff member, Cryo, who's volunteering to let us manhandle him while in fursuit. Mostly it's so we can take our frustration out of him because we have to deal with him all weekend.
Right.
But thank you all. We're going to let you guys go back to your seats.
Yeah.
You all look cute and adorable.
Set up, if you want to take photo ops after or something.
We can take we have more range for that, yeah.
Yes.
So that is kind of the fursuit first furry combination. Now for you non-suiters, what is there for you to do? Anthrocon is an eclectic source of programming, from writing to art to video games. I should know the video game room constantly asks me for fun stuff. Board games, as well as just our general meet and greets where you can meet and hang out with like-minded and like-interest people throughout the fandom. And if you notice I'm all walking around, it's because literally if I stop moving, I might die. So, I'm like a shark. So, what we are here for is actually answering your question. So, does anyone have a question? Things to expect, things they want to know about Anthrocon as a whole, otherwise I'm going to start a really boring history lesson. Like, I have slides. You guys have my PowerPoint presentation, right?
Wait, what?
I have a 67 PowerPoint presentation if people don't have questions.
Be serious. Actually, I don't know. Maybe.
Yes, I see a question.
There we go.
So this is my first time here, and I'm a little bit intimidated by the amount of vocabulary. So could you go through some of the phrases that are more commonly used, like when you refer to the fandom, what exactly is that?
Oh, that's a fun one, and of course you have an author standing for us. This makes it even easier. So a lot of our slang and vocabulary comes from a lot of us being lazy typists in the 90s. And so furry, the people, fandom, the nebulous connection and body of those people. Furry fandom, someone is being a very big grammar heathen. And so that's just a short version. But then we get into suitor, fursuiter, partial suit, whole suit. Yeah, it does get a little overwhelming real quick, I understand. So a full suit is head to toe coverage in fur, fluff, feather, whatever. Partial suits are when you start seeing there's an illusion break somewhere. Skin, shirt, a leotard, a shirt where you know that those hands, there's human underneath those sleeves. Partial suits, that's what a partial suit is. They're both fursuits. It's just a matter of, is it full body coverage or partial body coverage? That's where partial and full come from. See, I'm trying to make sure I only cover the positive.
Fursona is another one.
Fursona. Well, are we talking about fursona or emotional fursona or popsona or angel dragon sona or celestial guardian dragon sona?
You can see it can get a little confusing. let's just go with the basics. We're not here to.
Fursona.
We're not testing them or anything.
Well, there is a quiz.
What?
So.
Oh, yeah, there was a joke about that. Someone tried, like on our Anthrocon Facebook page said,
Let's finish this.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, so for other things, it's fursona, or your sona, because some people apparently think 3 letters is too much extra to add to a word. Looking at you, Gen Y. So fursona is usually in the old days of the fandom, when you had one character and one character only, it was your character. Now people have fursunas, have hundreds of them, and they change randomly. Do I sound like get off my lawn yet? Okay, good. That's what I'm going for. And so that is where sona and fursona is. Do you have a particular one you want me to define?
Not really.
Okay. And then there's a bunch of people just trying to be cute and make sounds, and then you have to figure those out yourself because we don't have a clue either. That's like the major slang of the fandom covered in a nutshell. Did that answer your question?
So, for somebody like me where I don't really identify as like a furry, but I like the surroundings.
We have a word for you. It's called furry adjacent.
We
I
can come
like
up with-
furries
Are
over
you sure you
there.
didn't just come up with that right now, or?
No, we actually have a friend. He's a badger, and he
Oh,
is
fun.
furry adjacent, but he's not boozy badger. But we call him a badger, but he's furry adjacent. He's like, I like you furries, and you're fun, and you throw great parties, and you make great mixed drinks. But I'm not a furry, but I like hanging with furries.
Or just furry friendly, that's another one.
No, furry adjacent because he married a furry.
Okay, whatever.
But that's another one, furry friendly or furry adjacent. It's like, I like what you guys do, but I'm not really one of you, but I totally like you. That's kind of that's what the entire city of Pittsburgh is furry adjacent. They love us, but they're not all furries. I hope that helped. You look like you're smiling, so I think I did the right thing.
Yes.
Yay? Okay. Do we have any other? Any other? Oh yeah, there we go. What's up? Okay. Yep.
Do we have it running around? I'm an old man. Actually, he's older than I am.
I'll come up to the mic.
Are there, speaking of certain slang within the furry fandom, is there a term for somebody who's just starting into the fandom, like myself, who's just kind of taking a...
You are a furry.
Oh, okay.
So Jen Powell brought this up. This actually showed up on our Facebook, and we wanted to address that while we were here. Someone said that apparently there's this myth that there are levels in the furry fandom, and the Great Hive Illuminati has to grant you access to wearing ears and tails and fursuits. Has anyone actually seen this myth?
Okay, yeah.
It is a complete lie.
Okay, yeah, it is an absolute lie. I never even heard of that. I mean, it's like someone brought up, I'm like, wait, what?
I know, because I'm on the Furluminati, and I didn't get a vote.
Exactly. That's wait, you are?
You are too.
I am?
It's called
When did this happen? What?
It's called the Board of Directors.
Oh, yeah.
It's a running joke with this con. But no, there is absolutely nothing we have to do. We do not have to wholly consecrate you and dip you in a vat of, mane and tail cleaner and tell you that you are now a clean
I could have
single
got that
furry.
real quick.
That is not required. You are a furry if you identify as a furry, you are a furry. If you are a brony, you are a furry. If you are a there's a lot of other things that if you are this, you are a furry. If you're a gargoyle, you're a furry.
A good example can show. I mean, I'll use myself as an example here. Like I've been going to this fandom going to this convention since 1998. I'm dating myself there, but yeah, you get the idea. I've been around, been going to conventions, identifying as furry and everything, but I don't have a tail. I don't wear ears. I don't have a fursuit. Never did. Never had one. I kind of want to get one maybe later, but it doesn't make me any different.
I have 4.
Well, yeah, I know.
I have 4 and I never wear them. So I hope that there is this level of furries and kids. The furry fandom loves children because they are they're going to grow up and they're going to volunteer and they're going to take over and they're going to run the cons bigger and better than we ever do. So we love kids here. We have and we are here to, everyone gets to enjoy things. One of the reasons the city of Pittsburgh loves this con so much, and this point I want to make out, is because we just kind of come here and we're happy and we have a good time. And
Also,
the city
they
loves the
really
fact
like
that we're
money.
maintenance. We're not like when they host the Republican National Convention.
Oh, jeez.
Or at the Democratic National Convention, or anything political where they're all going, would you all
Well-
stop talking?
To get an example of this, so while we're here, the David L. Lawrence Convention Center across the way, it is run by the union. When we moved over here a while ago, it was kind of different because we had to do all the work on ourselves in our early Anthrocon dealings. We all had to do the work ourselves, and suddenly there's union guys here, and we kind of broke a few rules when we first got here. Don't tell Sam. And I haven't told him yet. Are we being recorded?
Yes, and broadcast live across the world. Which is why I realized I should not have been
yeah, but apparently though, that from what I've been hearing, a lot of people who work here at this hotel, at the convention center itself, they refuse vacation time during this time because they want to work with us. It's kind of scary, and it kind of worries us, like, wait, you want to work when we're here? They're like, yeah, you guys are fun to deal with. We like you guys. Fantastic. Great stuff.
So, are there more questions? Because we can...
Yes, that's our main thing.
Okay.
Okay, now we got a lot more questions.
Yeah,
You run now.
I know, I got down for a reason. Damn, Potter.
Get used to talking to these things. It was not really a question, it was more of a statement about the getting sick. Because I obviously came a few thousand miles to come here from the UK, and obviously meeting a lot of new people and a new country exposes the immune system to infections.
Yes.
Oh, no problem. We covered that. It's called walk. It's called take a bath.
So, what was the question, Ash?
He had a statement about making sure you don't get other people sick.
Okay, yeah, again, so not getting sick. Perfect. Again,
Take a bath.
the 6-2-1 rule. Also, you got some vitamins as well. Take care of yourself. Drink more water because we are from all over the place. So we'll get with you in just a moment. Any other questions back? I saw a few over there. Okay, we're going to be moving down this direction, so we'll make sure to get to you.
Hello, so I'm from Thailand, and
Awesome.
this is the first time I've been here in conference. We have a small conference in Thailand too, but we are keep growing right now with those stories over there. So what I'm gonna ask is that since I'm quite a foreigner, is there any guides or tips to enjoy this with some cultural difference or some language barrier like what I'm having right now?
Ash, can you help me out with this one more time? Okay. I don't know ASL.
I figured. That's why Dick isn't here. So I heard you were talking about, just to make sure I understood you, because I'm deaf, and yes, I'm the deaf guy, I have to do this. So you were talking about language barrier and how to... So we do our best. I'm going to give the mic because everyone hear me. We do our best to try and be as accessible as possible to everybody. We regrettably do not provide language services for anything other than ASL right now. But what I recommend, everyone here is kind of filled with patience and will work with you as best they can to understand. If you ever have a question or you need someone to just read, don't be afraid to ask people to slow down, or if it helps, I know sometimes written English is easier than verbal English sometimes, depending on how you've learned. And also, our staff will always take the time to make sure you understand and if you have any questions. And also, don't be afraid. People here are incredibly friendly. All of these people here are incredibly friendly, I'm sure. I rarely don't take my subtle hints, but they work. So we always strive to make your experience as accessible and as good as possible. I had to go manhandle a bird.
Okay. We will get to questions again, but our friend here, we decided, so where should we do?
Can you take away his big stick?
Yeah, I'm taking this away.
It's a weapons policy violation, and you shouldn't have that.
Hold on, I probably need 2 hands. Okay. He's a bit strong.
Really?
Yes.
Please. You just have to say please.
Show up.
I know.
All right.
You can have it back when you leave. Maybe.
Okay, so I believe Kyle here has, I believe Mr. Skyrunner has basically decided to help show how not to. All right, what you got this worried look on your face, Ash? What's going on?
Oh, I'm sorry. Every time I pick up my phone, it's not because I'm ignoring all of you. It's because somewhere else in the convention, one of my staff members has gone, Ash!
That's one thing about cons. We try our best, but we panic every time in the behind the scenes, right? Yeah, see, he's agreeing with me. All right, so how not to deal with. I'm kind of afraid because he can probably break my back. This guy, because he's really strong and scary. But where shall we begin? As you brought me this in the last moment, I need a script here.
I have a script. It's very simple. So, we covered a little bit ago that fursuiters cannot see you, particularly when you walk up like this.
Should we go down here and get a little more space?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Are you sure you're safe? He's a bird. Okay, so, Jen, would you walk up, face forward to the crowd. I got your wings. Walk up to his side. Let us know when you can see the otter. Yeah, point made. Also, he has these big appendages.
Yeah.
You should not be doing this to his appendages. I'm being very careful with your joints, I promise. I don't want to break your wings.
Ow.
Because he can't see me or feel this. This is what you should not be doing to him. Also, you are not hug friendly without prior consent, are you? We covered that a little bit ago. The reason being is he might actually shove that beak somewhere you don't want it.
It could hurt. I mean, you come by and be like, I just suddenly rush up and be like, oh, it's you, and just, The thing is, I mean, just, it's okay, tap, okay. Yeah, it's solid. I don't know exactly the material, solid resin? Yeah, solid resin. Yeah, that'll hurt. You run into that thing, I really don't want to call our emergency services. It'd be a bad thing. And
now you see why we waited for him is so we can do all these horrible things to him.
We are not delicious, don't.
The other thing with a fursuit is with his clearance, his awareness of where his body actually is still where his actual body is. He is not magically aware all of a sudden of me doing this.
Let's say
I
I'm
don't know, I'm
standing here.
literally flapping his wings.
So I'm standing here and someone over there goes, hey, Mr. Skyrunner, and he suddenly turns to his left, your other left. You gotta be careful with those. This is also a good tip for suitors who have extra big things around, extra wings.
Angel dragons were looking at you.
Yes.
I deny any involvement in accidentally hitting.
Giant tails in general. All angel dragons have giant tails, and I don't understand.
I haven't swept the feet out from under small children by accident.
By accident, my dear, by accident. So the reason we brought him here was so we could actually manhandle him because he's one of our staff members, and so abusing his suit is fine.
Not to mention, again, as far as the accessories of the suitor, he's got, again, a few more hard armor pieces. Again, you gotta be careful sometimes. You don't want to hug someone with sharp edges. So I'm just gonna keep poking on you. Yeah. So anyway, anything else to cover with Mr. Skyrunner?
Does he have anything he wants to say? I know normally he won't
Is there anything you want
talk.
to ask? Would you like to talk or no?
The signals.
The signals? Signals.
Yeah, actually, I have been paged to my office for a moment, so can you continue working with Mr. Skyrunner for a moment? I'm sorry, everyone, I have an emergency I have to attend to. I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Lord, are you leaving me?
For 5 minutes?
5 minutes? What am I gonna do for 5 minutes? 15? Oh, good grief, because...
You know how we work.
Kind of? Yeah, I do know how...
5 minutes turns into 30.
5 minutes turns into 30 and everything like that. Great, because see, here's another thing. I was called here at the last minute. They're like, hey, Talon, you're doing this. I'm like, wait, what? Okay. So, actually, while we're here, we can probably take questions, and we will... Oh, gosh, we have plenty of questions. Scout, here. All right. This. You can help. Grab the other.
Tweet.
Where was it? Okay, work that mic so you can step there and answer.
That would be good. Thank you so much.
Tweet.
I saw him close by, right?
Who here can speak tweet?
So I just want to know if all fursuiters are okay with interacting, just saying hi to a fursuiter, or just I don't know.
A majority of pretty much. I have yet to meet a fursuiter. I have yet to meet a fursuiter here who says oh, don't say hi to me or anything. Pretty much every single one has been genuinely a good, friendly person. Obviously, again, you don't want to jump on them, but just greeting them, saying hi, waving to them, or hugging, whatever. Pats on the head. I give you a pat on the head. See, consent. Sorry. Tweet. Tweet, right? Okay, anyway,
I can't replay that back.
Oh, okay, so, okay. You've been wanting to ask a question.
It wasn't really so much a question as, well, now I'm even louder. Hooray! It wasn't so much a question as, talking about not getting sick? Airborne. Airborne is in fact.
Well, one more time?
Airborne, or any kind of, they come in like these little Alka-Seltzer tabs.
Mm-hmm.
You put it in water, you drink it down, it's good, it's vitamins, it keeps you from getting sick. As far as things not to do when you're in a suit, when someone else is in suit by you, do not boop the snoot.
Yes.
Do not do that.
Booping the snoot. Okay. Another fun term. So for suitors who have like general fursuit, if anyone else wants to be among, it's kind of harder to do with Kyle here because he's got the big resin. Anyone else want to just come? I'll show. You want to show? Okay. Hello again. All right. So booping the snoot. It's actually both of you. Actually, yours is good too. So both of you can come on up here. So with a fursuiter, some of the things that people are sometimes very playful and they want to. I'm not gonna touch your fursuit head here, so they'll probably want to come up and they'll probably want to tap, nose beeps. They want to. This is a perfect example here. Nose beeps. You know what happens if you push really hard on me? Okay, that's their head here. You don't want to. You want to give someone whiplash? Don't do that. That's right. Okay, good. You're back.
Yeah, but what I'm calling
We can just let them interact or anything like that. So that'll work. So yeah, you get the idea. Don't boop the snoot, but again, unless, ask them, may I boop your snoot? Watch it. It's perfect. It's like one of those old, 1950s things. Here's where you show how to boop your snoot. May I boop your snoot? Excellent. Boop. May I boop your snoot? Boop. Perfect. I think that was going to be like, may I boop your beak? Okay,
Sorry, emergencies not with.
Thank you. Give him a hand.
So they want to understand how not to touch a fursuiter and how to understand their body language.
Right.
If you put it into practice, you will be good Anthrocon citizens.
Universal signs.
Oh, their universal signs
yes.
are,
You're more of an expert on this one.
no, please back up, personal space. If they gesture with arms coming towards them, they want you to come and, that is personal space. Come and, please come hug me. I am about to die from dehydration, save me.
Or just take off your helmet. Well, I know he won't.
He won't because he's one of those super serious performers.
Yep.
And the most other important sign is if you ask them, can I have a picture? Most of us have thumbs in our suits. May I take a picture? And you don't want one. Those are the most common gestures that we make as human beings, and our fur characters have really most suitors have kind of just naturally do some variation of those. Clear signals is if you're a new fursuiter, you need to have clear signals because people can't really get subtlety from a gesture. Like, I don't know if he is going to go, he's on the fence about hugging me, you have to commit to yes or no as a suitor. And suitors will do their best to commit to yes or no, because they can't go, light hug, like bro hug. It's kind of hard. I don't think you can bro hug in that.
A little difficult. Any other questions? Okay, we got plenty of questions. Yes.
After questions, we're going to give you a history lesson.
There's a test.
There is.
For people who are not in a fursuit, are there any panels or activities that you cannot observe?
There is.
Of course you can't participate.
Oh, actually, that's a good question. There is one event that is kind of semi-closed, The reason being is the room is only so big. On Saturday evening, we have Fursuit Kickball in Hall A. Now, the DLCC is very gracious as our host in letting us use the room, but they have asked that we limit who's in the room to fursuiters. But as you walk across the Sky Bridge from ConOps to the dealer's room, you all know where that is, the big glass bridge overlooking the dealer's room? And you know that one side is all blacked off with curtains? On Saturday evening, those will all disappear. And you will be able to stand up on that balcony and look down and see Fursuit Kickball. That is the only event that you can't really go in to observe, but you can observe from up there, and we are also going to try and broadcast Fursuit Kickball. Yeah, you can get a bird's eye view.
Bad pun, 10-yard penalty.
1, 2, 3. I can't go 10 yards. So that is on Saturday around 6 p.m., I believe. I have to check my own schedule, and I wrote it. You have a question.
It's not really a question, it's more of a statement.
Another place you are not allowed in if you are not with a fursuiter is the Headless Lounge. Do not go in there, do not take pictures. It is a place for us to not pass out.
What is a Headless Lounge?
The Headless Lounge.
No, the Headless Lounges are gone. In 2014, we got rid of the Headless Lounges and replaced them with Headless Zones.
Headless Zone, yes.
Headless, but you are correct. If you are the handler, because he actually can't get out of this really without help. He has a handler to help him get in and out of suit. Most suits you can get in and out by yourself, and so you have someone come in to help you get your head off, and then they go outside. You are correct entirely. I have to correct people because now it makes it sound like you can sit there and go, I am holding court, come worship me.
It's what other cons call
I know. I'm a linguist by trade, so I'm very picky. But I agree, yes, they are headless zones. People will call them headless lounges. Those are closed off to just suitors and their handler. And that's one handler. One. Those things are very small, and there are like over 3,000 of you. For suits, there's 3,000.
Price ranges of suits?
Oh, we're going to get to that in a moment. It hasn't come up yet. Actually, we did earlier.
In a nutshell, to cover it over, if you don't have a fursuit, the Headless Zone, unless you're a handler, don't go in there.
But also, thank you very much for that, because I had forgotten to mention the Headless Zones.
Follow-up to that, what if you're with a minor?
With a minor?
Yes, if you're with a minor, you are perfectly allowed to be there at all times because you are supervising a minor. This is the one exception to that rule if you are supervising a child. Because please, do not let them get lost. They might enter the back hallways and we'll never find them again.
Now, or we put a staff badge on them. Hey, that's what happened to me.
I was just wondering, this has to do with interacting with a fursuit and getting a fursuiter's attention. Would you be able to tap on their shoulder, or would that be considered inappropriate?
So to get their attention like this?
Yeah.
Most people are usually fine with it. The density of the tap is important. For some people, it's, you're in my way, tap, tap, could you slide? You have a comment?
Yeah, I have another comment.
So a lot of people who do not want to be touched, we will have a badge on ourselves that says no touch, or there's a paw and there's a cross through it and it's red. That means don't touch the fursuiter. Most of those are either autism spectrum or have a disability and literally can't feel you. So just do not touch, maybe touch, don't tap them. And some of them will have a maybe touch badge. That means only touch if you've asked. It's important because some suitors literally, like, I can't feel my right shoulder. So if you tap my right shoulder, I have no idea you're there.
If you're behind them and you can't see it and you do that trying to be polite, don't freak out because they know you can't see it. It's in the front of them, they know. And yeah, there are people who actually have those. Touch, yes, no, maybe, or yeah. I've seen those, and those are actually really popular. If you're behind somebody and you're trying to get a fursuiter and trying to get their attention to move out of the way, you can try that or say something very loudly descriptive of their suit. Hey, bird guy with the big wings. Can you go like 2 steps that way? Something to get their attention is always worthwhile. There are a couple of deaf fursuiters. They have a handler at all times who's watching for them like a hawk. But if it is an individual fursuiter and you need their attention, you can, if you're behind them, go ahead and try, wave your hand, try and get their attention, and if you, it'll do the best you can to get their attention politely, and if you have to, then you can just, some descriptive words in their general direction. If they hear you, hopefully they will acknowledge you, and then they will do what you ask.
Pretty much as long as you're generally polite, probably about 99% of the time you'll be all right. Anyway, I saw another hand. There. Yes. Hello.
I probably don't need a microphone. I just want to say,
Wait.
some people like to pull tails.
Yes, okay. That's a big no-no.
Please.
Don't do that.
On normal people, don't pull tails.
Yes. Yeah, even folks who don't wear fursuits, I mean, they'll have tails on. Don't pull tails, okay? I don't even wear fursuits. Just don't. That's probably one of the more expensive areas and probably one of the more fragile areas of the fursuit, maybe. Unless I've seen someone who actually uses tail to actually as a rest. It was really cool, but yeah, don't pull on people's tails. That's just inconsiderate and rude. Don't pull on his wings. He'd get upset.
So, are there any other fursuit questions before we move on to our next segment of, this is your first Anthrocon lessons? I think there's... You. None other on this side, because I'm okay. One more. We have some other West Indian things we want to talk to you about. And you can go
Not
to change.
so much a question, but if you're a new fursuiter, don't be naked underneath your fursuit, because if you have to take it off, you could have a problem. You want to wear some kind of undergarments that also help you keep cool, believe it or not. Under Armour or something similar is the best, or you can just use cotton t-shirt and shorts, whatever.
You know, I had blocked this memory out of my mind. We actually did have somebody who needed to go to the hospital, and we had to cut their fursuit off them.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I'm traumatized forever. I still go to therapy.
So, thank you everyone for all the other suitors for giving the comments as well, because you guys probably know more than I do about that stuff, so thank you again.
Thank you for reminding me. And I see we have generated another question in the back.
Way in the back. All right.
So while he's walking back there, does anyone know the average price of a fursuit anymore? Call out numbers. Give me numbers. For a suit from a well-branded maker is approximately $3,000 to $5,000. A suit from, and those are the people who are producing, we don't want to talk about those types of suits. They are the beautiful suits that we're all going, I wish one day. Suits can be anywhere. Really, it depends on your maker, but top tier suits that I have seen made, the one at Con this year is $23,000 to make. Yeah, suits are expensive. What's the question over there?
So my question was, for individuals that have Bluetooth speakers, which places would be acceptable to use them and which places would not be?
Your musical taste is wonderful and we appreciate it, and I'm sure it's fabulous.
Okay, so I can answer this one, being the AV guy. So, so Bluetooth speakers. Sometimes I see people wearing them everywhere around here and there. Generally, they're okay. There are some places, obviously, you don't want to play them. If a panel's going on, right here, if someone was over there, blessed now with Bluetooth speakers, it'd be kind of rude. Around the outside, go nuts, have fun. Outside, you're fine. Please don't go anywhere near the ballroom with that music. We work hard over there, and we do a lot of sound checks. We work with our equipment over there, and it's very distracting. But enjoy your music. You can play it at a reasonable level. Basically outside, areas away from where panels are taking place. That's usually where you can have them. So, yeah, excellent.
So, no, please do not, because we have music with the Fursuit Parade.
Yes, we do have music.
We actually have a set track that Yappy Fox has selected, and that we have repeater speakers throughout the entire parade.
Cool.
So that's one thing we are trying to do, we hope, possibly, maybe.
Hopefully it'll work this year.
We hope. No marching band. So,
Great thing about conventions
we have
is
covered
serious
fursuits to death. So this is people's first Furrycon. We also want to cover a little bit about the hotel, and then we're going to do some history stuff. Oh, what do you need, Birdie? Your stick. So I want to talk a little about the West End. How many of you are staying here in the West End? Or our partner? Are you all in our partner hotels, possibly, or who is in one of our partner hotels?
Pretty much everyone.
Okay, so a lot of people look like they're commuting. Oh, okay. Well, if you're commuting, welcome, enjoy. You might want to consider a hotel next year. You'll find out why tonight. And for those of you who are seeing our partner hotels love us for multiple reasons, one of which is we are good guests. I am going to quote the Uncle Kage speech that he does every year about housekeeping. Our housekeepers love us, but our housekeepers will also, well, they will tell the chairman if you are a bad guest. That means they are allowed into your room every day. That is a policy. That is a hotel policy across all of our partner hotels. Housekeeping will come in to check on the room. That is something that has to happen. So yes, you can put up your sign that says do not disturb, and they will come back later, but they will check once a day. They don't have to clean the room, they just have to make sure it hasn't turned into a garbage dump.
Yeah,
Like a pile of 57 pizza boxes.
Yeah, pyramid of pizza boxes, or someone gluing soda cans to the ceiling, which happened.
Yeah, we don't.
Please don't do that.
Or the python that someone brought to the convention, put in their hotel room, and suddenly got out of its cage and surprised the housekeeper when she was making the bed.
So please, don't do that. Just be. Generally, the good rule is don't be
my guest.
Just be a good person. That's all.
Elevators.
Not that hard.
Who has experienced elevator con? Who understands when I say elevator con?
Okay. A few of you. Okay.
We have elevator etiquette at Anthrocon. Elevator etiquette is that fursuiters and people with mobility disabilities go first, and people with blue ribbons that say director because we're exhausted and we want to get out of here. The last one was Joe, because we wait in line too. The reason for this allows our elevators to run efficiently, because otherwise you're going to have everybody trying to get everywhere at the same time. We understand that the elevators will sometimes be slow, the elevators will break down. They actually haven't so far.
Not so far.
We had one breakdown.
Oh, okay. Well, we've had one.
I didn't hear that. No, everything is perfect and magical. But the elevators, the reason the Dorsai run the elevators in the West End is to make sure that everyone gets where they have to go as efficiently as possible. If you are on the first 8 floors, which means you work here, really does, or you're dating someone or married to someone who works here, please take the stairs. Everyone else, please the elevator. That's a big one. So that's our partner hotels. Our hotels love us, and they will take care of us, and they will do all sorts of furry things for us. Also, your keys will demagnetize if you're near your phone for too long.
Yeah, that happened to me like 3 times
Sorry.
last year.
I'm up to 6 this year alone.
6? Wait, what?
Don't ask. And so that is our hotels. Now, who would like a brief history of Anthrocon? Oh, yay! You're here for the fun lesson.
He likes talking, though.
Oh, I like talking.
Oh, yeah, I see.
I'm a programming director. So, Anthrocon. This is Anthrocon's 5th hotel. I lost count of one that we don't speak of. Anthrocon started as Albany Anthrocon back in
1998, 97. That's 7. Yeah, 7.
6. I have a badge from there. It says I'm jailbait. My mother took me there. It was wonderful. Albany Anthrocon started, and Anthrocon has always been a charity-driven organization. We work with charities in order to raise money. Anthrocon eventually moved to Valley Forge, Pennsylvania.
That was a fun drive.
We were there for quite some time. And then we grew out of that, and we moved into the Adams Mark in Philadelphia. The reason I'm not giving you
Lovely
dates...
place, the Adams Mark.
Yeah, the reason I'm not giving you dates for this is you can find it all online on our website called anthrocon.org/about. Also, I have forgotten the dates. All the cons run together. There is only Zool.
It's mostly always been around the summertime. June, July, around this time.
Anthrocon traditionally is around the 4th of July because it's when we can get good rates. And it's also great for us.
It works.
But after we moved to Valley Forge, we then moved to this lovely, the Adams Mark, we talked about, which was a lovely hotel.
For 1 year.
No, we were in the Adams Park for many years.
Yeah, we were in the Adams Mark for 1 year.
We were in Weston for 1 year.
Yeah. But what about after, when the Adams Mark went away?
Well, we should tell
Does
them.
anyone hear that story real quick?
Sure. Were you there?
Okay. You remember? Yeah, I remember that.
I was at the demolition.
You jerk.
I lived there.
Okay, yeah, well, you lived. Okay, so anyway, so what happened was Uncle Kage can tell the story a whole lot better than I can about this, but essentially what happened was, what year was it that it went down?
2000.
2000, yes.
2002.
2002, okay, yeah. So we were, 4?
No, because in
Okay, so in my age,
2004, because 5 was still in Philadelphia and 6 was here, so yes, it was 2004.
Okay. Oh, that's right. It's right. It was because I just came back from being overseas. So what happened was, Uncle Kage got a phone call from some attendees saying like, "Hey, what's going on with the Adams Mark?" And it's like, "Well, what do you mean? What's going on with the Adams Mark?" Now, mind you, we were all set and prepared and ready to go to have our convention at the Adams Mark Hotel
In 2015. For 2005, sorry.
2005. So what happened was, again, Sam was like, "Yeah, we know. Everything's fine." It's another call. "Hey, what's going on with Anthrocon and the Adams Mark?" Now, this is obviously concerning for him. Now, mind you, I'm giving a very basic version. He can tell a much better story than I can. Then he gets a call from, what was it, Giza, I think, or some...
Actually, we got a call from our booking agent for the Adams Mark hotel chain, the chain that bought Adams Mark.
So apparently he found out that the Adams Mark was marked for demolition. The hotel wasn't there anymore, as in gone. Like they put demo charges on it and brought the whole hotel down to the ground because they wanted to put a Target up there.
They did build a Target there. It's the parking lot, by the way.
Yeah, so our hotel is now a parking lot. Now mind you, this was like 4 months before the con.
We have breaks from it.
We sold them for a good charity.
Yes, we did. So what happened is our Grand High Chairman Cockroach calls our vendor, and our vendor goes, "Well, we have a contract. Our contract says you have to give us a hotel." And the vendor goes, "Well, yes, I have a lovely hotel for you in Dallas, Texas." I want you all to imagine, those of you who have seen Uncle Kage, the glass of wine shatters in his hand from the sheer force of his anger. He goes, my corporation is in Pennsylvania, and my convention is in Pennsylvania, and people have booked rooms in Pennsylvania. "Oh, well, we fulfilled our part of the contract. We offered you an alternative space. Bye." Click.
Yeah, so we were pretty much left high and dry. It was a very unfortunate ordeal. Thankfully, to make a long story short, what was the name of the hotel?
Actually, it was the Philadelphia Westin. This is our first interaction with Westin, by the way. There was a wedding booked, and we were moved to the Westin to share it with a 800-person wedding.
It was fantastic.
We gave them free tickets to the art show. They bought a $1,000 painting, and then their entire bridal party bought badges and came to the dance. And fursuiters, when they were having their reception, they asked if fursuiters could be the door guard, could make a fuzzy wall of cuteness to help keep the furries out of their cocktail open bar.
This is one thing about conventions, particularly furry cons, which are pretty amazing in general, is that a lot of times furry cons might get scheduled at the same time with other conventions that are going on. If I remember correctly, I don't know if it was Midwest Fur Fest or something. It basically got scheduled at the same time with a military officers convention.
Midwest.
That was what?
That was Midwest.
That was Midwest Fur Fest. Needless to say, everyone was just like, okay, this is kind of weird. One day in, the officers are like, there's the officers dance where they gotta wear all the nice suit, or there's the people in the animal costumes. Guess where they went?
So,
Needless to say, when you see like someone with who's military here?
Any military?
Okay, I see one back there. So imagine wearing like someone with an 03 dancing with Yappy Fox with him.
Or a 4'2" blue fox.
Yes, exactly.
So continue our Anthrocon history lesson. And then suddenly, we're moving to Pittsburgh because the city of Pittsburgh had the board of directors out. By the way, I am still just a young little whippersnapper teaching writing at a collegiate level at Anthrocon. I'm a little nobody in the corner.
Oh gosh.
And I was, and I get a call of, "Hey, the board is coming to Pittsburgh and would like you, since you live there and go to college there, to take them on a dining tour for dinner so they can determine if there are good restaurants near the convention center." This was 2005, so there were still good ones nearby. I don't mean Fernando's, I do mean there were actually, Sushi Kim's was good back then, I swear. And we went to dinner, and the convention center that we love very much, and the Westin hotel staff that we love very much, said, "We want you. board went, okay, we'll try it. And as the history lesson goes, we weren't sure there was going to be a 2007 con at first, because we were concerned that no one was going to come to 2006. And then we had record-breaking year. We had a record-breaking year. And we were here, and the city said, wait, there's a lot of you who live here? Because at the time, there was a second furry con in Pittsburgh called Wolfuar, Western PA Furry Weekend, which I helped found, toot my own horn. And that we start ever since. And at the end of 2006, Kage announced the dreaded statement that our chairman says every year, we will never outgrow our current floor plan.
Stop. Don't say those words.
Our current floor plan.
Stop.
We outgrew it in 2007.
No.
He did it again. We outgrew it in 2008.
You know what? Shut up. All right,
We
anyway.
did it again.
Anyway. So, our nice little history for convention. But anyway, so we have about 10 minutes left. We still want to get on to the whole. Does anyone have any more questions? We have more questions. All right.
We like questions, and
Yes.
apparently they hate me talking.
You got one?
So this is more of a statement, but I've seen like posts on Instagram where furries like ears get like kind of destroyed because people scratch them on the ear and their like nails are sharp or like they scratch too hard and then like the fur kind of gets messed up and like scratched. So I just want to say if you like scratch a fursuiter's like ear, don't like try and like really make it like a hard scratch or anything. So
It's not skin, it's polyester. Be careful.
So, yeah, don't scratch the ears too much. Okay, we have more questions? I see you have one.
you mean your face? Where do I go?
Yeah, this fur doesn't grow back.
What would be the best way to approach staff if we had any questions or even just wanted to say hi?
Oh God, why?
So the best way to approach staff, and I'm going to take this one because I'm more people facing than you.
Yeah.
Is to make eye contact and to make sure we have acknowledged that you are in fact what we are paying attention to. You have to understand that we are spread. There are 314 of us and 8,000 of you. 8.
Oh God.
And we are, so it's not that we might look like we're not paying attention. We might look like we are somewhere else. Make sure you grab our attention by just confirming that we are in fact tuned in and talk to us. Just be direct. Tell us things. Don't beat around the bush. If something is worrying you, if something is concerning you, if something has you upset, please just tell us. If that staff member is not taking you seriously, ask to speak to their manager. We actually do have a structure here. We have staff. You'll see a lot of badges that say staff. Each department has their own internal structure and they know what it is. If you have a problem that you don't think a staff member can help you, you can ask for a director. We will appear out of nowhere as though summoned from the abyss.
Does happen.
You're all laughing. We actually do have the ability to do that. And we will,
5th edition.
we will actually do whatever we can to resolve your problem or help whatever situation is going on. We take your happiness, your safety very seriously here.
Yeah, seriously, if there's any issue, seriously, do not hesitate. Just look for us, staff badge, anything. Staff badge, director badge. Seriously, just talk to us. We're here for every one of you.
Also, if we look like we're about to pass out, please give us a cookie.
Also, Mr. Skyringer has something.
Yeah, and if we do happen to answer our phones or put our fingers to our ears, because we do have, some of us have earpieces, we are not ignoring you. We just have multiple things going on at the same time. So don't be offended if we suddenly look at our phones or everything because something else is probably happening. But we are listening to you.
Good question. Seriously, good question. Anyone else? Yes, you over there. I'll run over to you.
Which I'm doing right now because one of my performers can't get into the green room.
Oh no.
Guess who?
So I came here by myself, and I know that the community is very warm and very friendly, but I'm still very shy around new people. Just want some advice on how to break into the existing social circles and make new friends.
Sledgehammer.
Actually, that's a pretty good question. My first con, I was very shy as well with this stuff. take a look at the panels that you see on our schedule. Find something that might interest you there. From there, usually, like, see a panel like this, it's a pretty big panel. We got a lot of people here. But if you find other panels, like more, might be smaller, you might find some people in there that you might be able to just get to know.
What is your fursona?
Excellent.
There is a Mustelids meet and greet that is literally like 60 people tops, including my dear beloved cousin, Boozy Bartholomew Badger.
He is a very good man.
He is also a badger, and
Yes,
therefore.
he's also a badger.
But the reason we bring that up is there are a lot of small panels on the schedule designed for meet and greets of small groups and specialized interests. There are also panels for our minor attendees that are of interest, and most of our convention is completely accessible. But yes, the smaller panels are a great way to break in to meet new people, and also sledgehammer.
Yes. Again, another very good question. Does anyone else have any other questions as well? Yes, go to you. And then we'll go to you next. Then I have another idea towards the end here.
So earlier you were talking about the range of price of the costumes. I was just wondering, obviously there's people that, that are down in where they're selling all the paraphernalia, where they make stuff themselves, but when you mentioned they go all the way up to $23,000, is there a place, major production, or is there a school people go to learn to make these costumes?
Oh, never mind. That's actually not a con-related phone call, for once. Actually, no. Most of our fursuit makers learned to make them through the process of trial and error. There were no patterns for fursuits when we first started making them. The reason we have a fursuit parade is people wanted to show off what they were cooking up at home. Yappy Fox still wears a variation of his original suit that he figured out how to pattern in 1995. And really, there are some fursuit makers who teach tutorials online of how they've adopted kigu patterns or pajama patterns, and really it's a creative endeavor and a labor of love. A lot of fursuit makers even share tips and tricks and patterns with each other for their basic things of how do I make a bodysuit that doesn't rip every time they bend over. Which is you laugh, but that's actually a problem, and there is a fursuit maker who uses a 16-thread serger. And she still ripped seams. And then she figured out it was the way people were bending over was wrong. But that's actually a good question is our fursuit makers, a lot of them, it's tutorials online. I know Latin Vixen puts some on her YouTube, puts some up on channels, and Beetle Cat, and a few others. I hope I answered you.
Yeah. Also, I mean, take a look at a bunch of other suit makers as well. The price just varies. Take a look. It's really cool. Anyway, we have another question from this gentleman here.
Actually, that ties into that, really. My question is about, are there, you may not know this, but are there certain panels this weekend that tell about how to get your own fursuit and how that would be able to, I guess that's okay, sorry.
Let me ask my programming director, hang on. Yes, there are. They're actually on our schedule online. You can check on anthrocon.sked.org. There are actually a couple panels tomorrow. I think there's one later today on fursuit construction. I may have made the schedule. I don't have it memorized. There are actually, if you want how to build a fursuit, there's also for new fursuiters, fursuit performance panels. But yeah, I think there's two this year.
Okay. We're going to go down this way here.
What's up?
Alright, so at some point during your guys' stay, you may notice a pile of fursuits on the floor.
Yes.
These are commonly known as food piles. Honestly, I have never actually been privy to be able to join one, which is sad. So I'm curious about what exactly the etiquette is, as far as that goes.
I missed that.
The whole thing is fur piles. If you remember last night, we saw one in the middle in the DLCC. It was quite amusing. So what's the etiquette about just...
About fur piles?
Yeah.
Honestly, this is where it gets kind of wonky, because I don't care. As long as you're not looking like inappropriate content, it's just a cute thing of a giant pile of stuffed animals. Literally, that's what it looks like. We actually had a bunch of fursuiters last year in the Western Lobby just pile up. It literally looked like an 8-year-old's stuffed animal hammock. It was adorable because we were taking pictures from the 3rd floor down, so it was cute. Fur piles, typically, those are random, and please you remember our audience is all ages.
Pretty much. And just be nice. Just kind of like when I was there, I just kind of walked in and like, you're all okay, right? Okay, you're breathing. All right, we're good.
We will check if you're breathing.
I think the question was more, how do you know that it's okay to join in?
Ask. Like, I hate to say it, but the simplest solution is we are terrible at, since a lot of furries are highly introverted or also very conflict avoidance, just ask. Asking is usually the best way. Also, some of them are themed, like, oh, I'm a bat fursuit, that's a pile of bats. I can probably join them. Which actually happens.
That does in fact happen. If you are watching the fur pile and are not a fursuiter or a kiki wearer, don't join. What happens a lot of the time is people will end up hurting our fursuits with whatever they are wearing on their wardrobe. I got a spike stuck in my old fursuit from someone's vest. Not fun. When it comes down to fursuits, for people who don't have them or are interested in getting them, there's no shame in buying them. There are a lot of wonderful makers. There's no shame in making your own, though I will tell you it is more expensive than you think it is. Making it yourself is not cheap. And so don't elude yourself to the belief that it is, because guess what, honey? Fur is not cheap, especially in the amount that needs to cover your body. And really, we're walking around wearing wearable pieces of art. So the reason they are so expensive is it is a large piece of art that has to actually, make sure we still breathe in it. Poorly, but still breathe. So, yeah, there's a lot of great makers in the dealer's hall too, and they'll talk to you, and if you want tips on how to make your own, they will talk to you, they'll talk your ear off for hours. So.
Huh?
Thank you. All right.
Yeah. The equivalent of wearing a sofa is what we joke sometimes. For those of you who want to know the rough yardage required in building a fursuit is at approximately 22 yards of fabric. The reason being is a standard t-shirt in an adult extra large for a man is 23 square feet of material.
It's a lot of material.
Yeah, I make chainmail. Do you have any idea how hard it is to make 23 square feet of rings at 1/64 of an inch rings?
They're heavy. Okay, we have another question here.
Of course.
I just wanted to say that some fursuits have hard things on them and those teeth. With the teeth, it's really hard to breathe, so please do not rush up to us and scare us with them.
Very good. Thank you. Oh, you have one too?
Thank you.
Anything about media?
Oh, yes. So if the media approaches you, this is good because I have a media liaison. If the media approaches you and you are uncomfortable with their questions, you don't have to answer them. You can also politely tell them, I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk to you. You don't have to engage with them. Actually, I would encourage you not to engage with them if they are on convention property. If they are on convention property, which is the DLCC or the Westin or any of their partner hotels, please find a staff member immediately. Now, there are badges. They say media on them. They're green or orange. If they're orange, they should have a staff member with them. If they do not have a staff member with them, please contact security immediately and have them removed. If it's green and they're media, and they start to ask questions that make you uncomfortable, please report to a staff member. If they don't have a badge at all, please report to security so we can have them removed.
There's that. Yeah, Anthrocon is a safe place for people to feel safe and to enjoy themselves and have fun. So that's pretty much it. If you're uncomfortable with something, yeah, come get us. We'll take care of it for you.
While we may have a zoo, we are not a zoo, and we are not exhibits or spectacles. So
we are running a little low on time.
We are over time. I was going to say,
well, we are over time.
Welcome to Anthrocon 2018.
I hope we all have fun. Is there anything else scheduled in here?
There are lots of things scheduled in here.
I mean, like right away, like right now.
You're asking me, why are you asking me?
Well, because I have another thing I want to ask and see, just to see if it'll work.
Hang
so
on.
we still have some first people, like people first convention here.
I'm loading the schedule.
Hurry faster.
Fine. Okay, so I think this room is...
I was just going to ask, does anyone here not have a persona and wants one?
You're not assigning personas. There is actually someone here at 3.
Okay, there's at 3?
Yes.
Well, it's not 3 o'clock.
They need a sound check because it's Furry. Press your luck. The
Oh,
game
okay.
show.
We'll make a persona later then for some reason. But anyway, hope you all have fun.
We have a person who wants an explanation.
Oh, you actually want to make a persona.
Silver Gattoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gattoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gattoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.